RGB Sconce in context, examining the location of Alan Phelan's sculpture. RGB Sconce Hold Your Nose is a site-specific artwork that has its imagery and historical references all rooted in its location. It is a temporary sculpture that will be in place at City Hall for the duration of 1 year.
So I applied for this particular commission because I liked the temporary nature of the O'Connell Plinth commission, and it also has a lot of architectural references that I was really interested in. City Hall itself has had an incredible history. It's been used in a number of different ways over the years, from civic, mainly as a civic space, but civil service offices, through to initially as a Royal Exchange, so a site of business, to now this large sort of secular cathedral in many respects, and it's used for weddings. I got married there. It's sort of used a lot for these ceremonial events.
Dublin Corporation had decided in 1851 to purchase the Royal Exchange, renaming it the City Hall in 1852. City Hall comprises a domed rotunda set within a square raised upon a high vaulted podium with 6 vast Corinthian columns supporting the pediment. The interior is dominated by this vast rotunda. It is surrounded by 12 composite order columns supporting a coffered dome with a central oculus. The rotunda is surrounded by a 4-sided ambulatory enriched with plasterwork by the artist Charles Thorpe. In 1843, John Hogan won the competition announced by the Repeal Association in anticipation of a successful repeal of the Act of Union for the creation of a new monument to Daniel O'Connell. He selected a white marble from quarries in Tuscany and created this 12-foot high sculpture. Hogan has O'Connell resting on his right side and his left leg advancing as though in mid-movement during his oration. His right arm is expressively raised, and in his left hand he is holding a scroll that reads, "Repeal the Union." At his feet there is another scroll that reads, "Catholic Emancipation." The sculpture was completed in 1846. In 1865, Dublin Corporation sought designs to improve the entrance to City Hall. As part of the improvement works, Dublin Corporation decided to move the sculpture of Daniel O'Connell out onto the podium. This is a very imposing setting, which required a new plinth, which was supplied by the artist James Cahill, and was positioned between the central 2 columns of the north portico. This arrangement, however, was short-lived, and concerns had been raised in 1869, and Daniel O'Connell was removed and replaced back inside the rotunda of City Hall, where he can be seen today. Used for only 2 years, the plinth supplied by Cahill was moved to the west end of the podium of City Hall and remained a redundant relic of 19th century folly.
So the empty plinth is also an interesting site for a sculpture. There's a few international projects that use empty plinths, like the 4th plinth in Trafalgar Square that has this temporary sculpture. Plinths and statues on plinths have been pretty contentious in the last 12 months with the Black Lives Matter, and how people who are symbolised as heroes of a rotten past have been torn off their pedestals. Now, O'Connell wasn't torn off the plinth, he was just moved inside because he was being damaged by the weather. So there's a whole different reason as to why the plinth is empty. The plinth was also in the centre of the building, now it's at the side of the building. It's been sort of pushed to the side, so you've got this big massive lump of granite that's just been empty, waiting for something to happen on it.
RGB Sconce Hold Your Nose was unveiled on the historic O'Connell Plinth on the 29th of September 2021. The plinth raises the sculpture up off the ground, making it more accessible to the public as it allows it to be seen over the balustrade and from the street. The creation of this new sculpture specifically for the plinth not only reactivates it, but in some way restores the plinth to its original function to display public art. The sculpture is now, albeit temporarily, part of the architectural fabric of Dublin City. This is one of a series of videos exploring Alan Phelan's sculpture. To view the whole series, please visit sculpturedublin.ie.